Hi everyone, and welcome to Gridmaster, a limited time game mode where your goal is to complete tiles and rows, each with its own specific challenges and rewards. For the next 4 weeks, we will be diving headfirst into old school RuneScape's Leagues-inspired bingo event. We will be taking on countless challenges from mindless skilling to intense boss fights. The catch? Well, let's just say I'm not the best player RuneScape has ever seen. But to make up for what I lack in skill, Jagex has decided to introduce powerful relics and rewards to aid me in my quest to complete the grid. My name is AnoobTuber, and welcome to Gridmaster. Hello everyone, and welcome to Gridmaster episode number 5. Last episode, we had our work cut out for us. We had so many different bosses we had to fight. It took us a total of 50 kills to finally get a Vorkath head. But on the bright side, we ended up getting absolutely spooned at Bandos and got a chestplate on our 3rd kill. And if that wasn't enough, we even ended up taking on the Fire Cape Keeper himself, Jad. But that's enough about last episode. This episode, we got a lot in store. This episode, I plan on getting some of, if not the strongest upgrades that we've gotten throughout the entire series. We are going to be trying to get 2 massive upgrades for both our mage and our range setups. And once we're done with that, we're going to be diving in and getting tier 6 combat masteries. Although that's a lot easier said than done because we have to take on 2 pieces of content that I've never even attempted in my life. We have to dive head first into the Inferno, and on top of that, we have to beat the clock in the Corrupted Gauntlet. So the 2 weapons that I was talking about at the start of the episode that we plan on going for are the Scorching Bow and the Purging Staff. And although those are Demon Bane weapons, they're incredibly strong against every monster in the game. But before we go kill Tormented Demons, I figured it would be a good idea to come here and get a Blood Shard so we can create a Blood Amulet of Fury. It only took us nearly 3 times the drop rate, but we finally managed to get 2 Blood Shards. That is going to help us out massively for Tormented Demons and anything else we need to use melee on in the future. And that is our Amulet of Blood Fury obtained. So now from here, we're going to the Tormented Demons, and we're not looking for just 1, we're looking for 2 Tormented Synapses. But before we go down there, we need to create ourselves a Sapphire Bullseye Lantern. And we can go ahead and make that by just using a Sapphire on any regular Bullseye Lantern or unfinished Bullseye Lantern. And then from there, we just light the Bullseye Lantern, and that is all we need to go down to Tormented Demons. So in order to now go where Tormented Demons are located, what you have to do is come down here, which is right near the Tears of Guthix minigame. And what you're going to do is once you have a lit Sapphire Bullseye Lantern, you're going to click on one of these light creatures here to attract it. And then from there, you're going to get 2 options to either travel across the chasm or travel into the chasm. And you're going to select travel into the chasm. And then you will arrive in the lower part of the Tormented Demon Chasm, and from there you just run a little bit south, and climb up these 2 agility obstacles right here, and now you've arrived at Tormented Demons. Tormented Demons are pretty straightforward. Basically, they will always be preying against one style, so as long as you're using one of the opposite styles, you'll be fine. And the Tormented Demons themselves will switch style occasionally, so just be prepared for that. You can tell when they switch styles by the little fireballs they throw at you. You must dodge out of the way of those, and then they'll switch to one of the 2 styles they were not using. And here is our first kill.
Combat task completed.
I mean, some teleports back here is actually pretty nice, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, no way, let's go! That is such a big drop for us. I'm going to take a second here because I'm not sure which one I want to make of either the Scorching Bow or the Purging Staff first. So after taking some time to think about it, I think I've finally decided what we're going to pick. The first weapon we're going to unlock is the Purging Staff. The reason I picked the Purging Staff first is we still need another Tormented Synapse, so we have to go back and kill a few more of those. And the steel knives are incredibly strong at the Tormented Demon, so I don't feel like the Scorching Bow is going to give us as much of value right off the bat. So let's go ahead and make our Purging Staff. I'm not sure what to do with these yet. What? I completely forgot that in order to make a weapon from the Tormented Synapse, you have to talk to Corrupted after the quest. So now we should be able to use our Tormented Synapse on the anvil, and it should work this time. Why didn't it work? So the reason it didn't work was because my inventory was full, and when you talk to Corrupted, she gives you a book to read to know how to use the Tormented Synapse. So now if we read it, we should know how to use the Tormented Synapse. No way we need an Iron Bar too. Alright, there we go. We finally got the Purging Staff. That took so long to get, man. Hey, it shouldn't have taken that long, but at least we got it now. Alright, here goes our first kill with our brand new Purging Staff. This Purging Staff is like crazy strong. I did a 64 with it. No way we just hit a 75. This Purging Staff is absolutely cracked. I'm not even gonna lie. Oh, Burning Claw, sweet. I mean, it doesn't do much for us right now, but if we can get another one, that's a big weapon upgrade. Yo, 38 Dragon Arrow Tips. I'm not gonna complain about that at all. More Dragon Arrow Tips? Let's go! Second Tormented Synapse. I cannot believe we got both of our Tormented Synapse in 50 kill count on the dot. For reference, even with the 8 times drop rate, the drop rate for one is still 1 in 62, so we got absolutely spooned on these. That being said, I think it's time we go make our Scorching Bow. And that is our Scorching Bow complete. So now that we have both the Scorching Bow and the Purging Staff, I think we're ready for our next step in our adventure. So the next big step we have to take is we have to be able to kill one of the majors inside the Inferno. I know it's not Zuck, so it shouldn't be too difficult, but I mean, getting to those waves is still pretty difficult with the stats we have. I'm really hoping our combat masters will be able to pull us through there. But really quickly before we do that, because it's in the same row as the major from the Inferno, we have to quickly grow a fruit tree, which sounds easy, but getting fruit seeds is not as easy. So the only easy way I found that I can get fruit tree seeds is by killing mammoths in the wilderness, so hopefully we don't get PK'd while we're out there. Oh, we got a looting bag, sweet. Oh, there we go. There's an apple tree seed. Let's get out of here. So luckily, the apple tree is the lowest requirement tree we can grow, but we still need to get to level 27, and we are currently at only level 2, so we're going to go plant some potatoes for a little bit. I can't believe I'm planting potatoes in 2025, but I think while we're waiting, we should quickly go do a run of Perilous Moons, because if we do that, we'll get another 200% XP bonus, even if we don't get a unique, so that's pretty good. Alright, here goes our very first kill. Bro, I have no idea what's going on right now. It would be crazy if we got a Blood Moon piece on our first kill. Alright, and that is the Blood Moon dead. So now we should be able to go straight to loot the chest. Alright, let's see. Do we get absolutely spooned on our first chest?
Grid task completed.
I mean, hey, it's a grid tile. We'll take it. And now we should be able to claim our 200% XP boost. And there is a ton of extra XP right there for us. Alright, I think it's about time we go check on our potatoes. They all died. Alright, that is our apple tree planted, and we will check on that in a little bit. So, since we're going to be losing our fire cape to the Inferno, I figured it's a good idea if we come here and get ourselves an Ava's Assembler. And luckily, after only having to kill 50 Vorkath last episode, we do have a Vorkath head, so let's go ahead and make that. Alright, there we go, and there is our Ava's Assembler. So while we wait for our apple tree to finish growing, I think now is a perfect time to dive into the Inferno and defeat one of the majors to get ourselves the Slayer Relic. And what this relic does is every single monster that can be a Slayer task in the game, you will always be on task for it. So if we can get ourselves a black mask or a Slayer helmet, we will have such a big damage increase. That being said, I think we've stalled way too long. I think we dive right into the Inferno. Alright, let's sacrifice our fire cape. Yes, I would like to sacrifice it. Alright, let's jump in. I'll be honest, I'm not too familiar with the Inferno, so like, I only know what I've seen on videos. So I know we have to protect the pillars, and that's about it. Alright, I know that's a melee, and I think he can like dive around. I'm not 100% sure, but I've seen videos of it, so... Alright, next wave is the wave where I should have to start actually using the pillars. I kind of can face tank everything right now because it doesn't do too much damage and I have infinite supplies, but I know the rangers can hit pretty high, so... Oh, I didn't even realize the melee just spawned. That could have been really bad. Luckily, it just got stuck on the wall there. Alright, so these are the ways I gotta be more careful now, clearly. Alright, and pretty much from here on out, I think it's free waves because it should be just nibblers and rangers, so... No, we lost our first pillar. Alright, and this should be the mage wave. Right? Yep, there it is. So now as long as we kill this, that should be a grid tile done.
Combat task completed.
Alright, there we go. That's grid task completed. Honestly, that was pretty easy, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, and that is our Slayer Relic unlocked. So since our apple tree still is not finished growing yet, I think right now is the perfect time to go ahead and kill one of the Lizardman Shaman. By killing a Lizardman Shaman, we unlock full completion of the Song of the Elves questline. And after completion of Song of the Elves, we get full access to Prifddinas, which is the home location of the Corrupted Gauntlet. Alright, so we're here at the Lizardman Shaman, and we're just going to go straight in because I think these should be pretty easy to kill, so I'm not sure if they have any mechanics, but we'll see. I'm guessing because they're a shaman, they're going to use magic, so we're going to protect magic. Alright, and that is a Lizardman Shaman done.
Completed.
Alright, and that kill right there just unlocked us the full Song of the Elves quest line. I think it's been enough time. I think our fruit tree should be done by now. Let's go take a look. And there it is, a fully grown apple tree. Let's go.
Grid task completed.
So checking that apple tree just unlocked us two different things. So the first thing we unlocked was the Farmer's Fortune Relic. The Farmer's Fortune Relic has a lot of stuff to it, but the main two benefits are the fact that your farming patches will grow instantly, and on top of that, they never die. So once we start doing some more high-level bossing and getting tree seeds, that should be a very easy 99 farming right there for us. Alright, and that is Farmer's Fortune obtained. But the biggest thing we just unlocked was Tier 5 Combat Masteries. This Combat Mastery is one of the strongest, if not the strongest ones in the entire game. What it does, it rounds the attack speed of every single style down to 50%, so you're hitting twice as fast with every single style in the game. And the general passive we get, it isn't crazy as the rest of them, but we get 25% extra prayer points from every source. So every time we drink a super restore or a prayer potion, we're getting 25% more prayer points from that potion. Alright, there we go. That is Tier 5 Combat Masteries done. That means we only have one challenge left before Tier 6. And that last challenge for us is to take on the Corrupted Gauntlet. And let me just tell you, I am extremely nervous for this because I have never even completed the Corrupted Gauntlet once in the main game. I've completed the regular Gauntlet maybe 2 or 3 times, but I have never had a successful run of the Corrupted Gauntlet, so this is going to be interesting. And on top of that, we can't take any of our supplies into the Corrupted Gauntlet, so that means our Corrupted Shark and Infinite Potions serve us no good whatsoever in this fight. I'll be honest, I don't know much about the Corrupted Gauntlet other than it has a lower time limit than the regular Gauntlet, and I think it spawns more tornadoes, so we'll see how this goes, and we're just kind of going blind and hope for the best. All right, here goes attempt number 1. Oh, we went into the regular Gauntlet. Oops. Let's back out of this one. So it actually turns out that you can't actually fight the Corrupted Gauntlet until you fight the regular Gauntlet once, so we shouldn't have backed out the first time. Oh, Farmer's Fortune goes crazy with that, actually. Alright, I think we're as ready as we'll ever be to go in here. I'm not super confident, but let's try it here. I didn't make a potion. Oh, shit. Bro, what?
Level up completed.
There we go. Okay, that's the Corrupted
Combat
Gauntlet
task
done.
completed.
Alright, let's see. Did we get Spoon on our first chest? So I added a couple calculators to the Gauntlet plugin to hopefully make it easier to figure out what resources I actually need and what I don't need. Nope, not that lucky. Alright, so here goes nothing. Let's try a Corrupted Gauntlet run. Alright, I think we might be going in here with a little bit of reduced food, so that's not ideal, but hopefully we get the job done. Alright, here goes nothing. Alright, we're not doing too bad right now. Oh, this is nerve-wracking, bro. Oh, that's not good. Oh, bro, that's a lot of damage. Yes, dude, let's go.
Grid task completed.
Bro, that was so nerve-wracking. I'm not even gonna lie. All right, let's see. Do we get anything good? Bro, I was sitting there for a second. I thought we got the Bofa, but hey, you know what, bro? We got it done. We got it done. That's all that matters. And as a result for us completing the Corrupted Gauntlet for the first time in my life, we just unlocked Tier 6 Combat Masteries. And also, for completing the Corrupted Gauntlet itself, we unlocked Banker's Note, which allows us to unnote and note items anywhere in the game. Alright, and that is our Banker's Note obtained. Let's go. But now, this is the thing I have been waiting for so long. Tier 6 Combat Masteries. I know I've said it about the other tiers, but it is by far the strongest tier out of all of them. So for melee, our echo hits, which have a 25% chance to trigger, now have an additional 20% per echo hit to stack. So basically, we can just go crazy combos with melee now. For ranged, I personally think this is the strongest style and the strongest power-up out of all the styles. We never miss. We have 100% accuracy with range now. Doesn't matter what we're fighting, where we're fighting it, we never miss. And for magic, this is also another incredibly strong one. So basically, this is like a Ruby Bolt on steroids. So for every 100 HP that the target still has, we hit an additional 1% damage, up to a max of 10%. So anything with over 1000 HP, we're going to be doing some massive damage. And if that wasn't enough, all of our attacks now have a 60% prayer penetration bonus. So if there's any monsters we're fighting that protect against a certain style, we can basically completely ignore it and just hit right through it. For example, the Corrupted Gauntlet, where it was praying against a certain style, we can just hit right through that with the bow, with a magic, with melee, it doesn't matter. I am so happy that we just unlocked that. That is such a massive upgrade. And now we can get into the real PVMing of this series. That being said, I think this is the perfect spot to end off the episode on. So if you stuck around this long, I really, really appreciate it. If you enjoyed the video, if you wouldn't mind commenting what you enjoyed about it, and maybe even dropping a like on the video, that'd be greatly appreciated. And if you really, really enjoyed the video, maybe even consider subscribing. that being said, my name is a NoobTuber, and this was an amazing episode of Gridmaster.